Both Jake Paul and Andrew Tate are very controversial figures, to say the least, and yesterday they broke the internet when Jake posted this. Since the face-off between the pair was posted, it's been viewed over 100 million times across all platforms and channels, which just goes to show you the magnitude of the fight itself. Before we go any further, let your thoughts be known in the comments section below. Who wins this fight, Andrew Tate or Jake Paul, and in what fashion? Welcome back to Loaf. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and switch on the notification bell to receive updates on new celebrity videos. Let's jump right into the video and find out Andrew Tate's response to the face-off, and if the fight really will end up happening. There's been a lot of mixed reactions to the Jake and Tate face-off with posts like, "Who TF we supposed to root for if Andrew Tate and Jake Paul fight?" If you truly know boxing, you would know Andrew Tate's boxing is awful, and Jake Paul's is actually legit, and he's getting better and better. Easy W for Jake Paul. He wins by KO. In all honesty, it's pretty obvious Jake Paul would easily win. The fact that he beat Anderson Silva convincingly proves this, as Anderson Silva would wipe the floor with Andrew Tate in a boxing fight. Tate is a high-level kickboxer, but his stance is wide and his arms are always low. Against Jake Paul, it would only end up with his face on the canvas, although it appears the public are favoring Andrew Tate in this one, because a poll with almost 50,000 votes was done, and 83% side with Andrew Tate. So maybe the fight should be made if people aren't so certain on who will win. Regardless, it would be a massive spectacle to say the least. I still feel that a Logan Paul versus Andrew Tate fight would be better, as they actually have history and despise each other. Whereas from what I've seen, there's a level of respect and liking between Jake Paul and Tate. Tristan Tate did previously state he felt a collaboration with Jake would eventually happen and that it wouldn't be in the boxing ring.
I like Jake Paul. I could see a future where people like KSI, there'd be fights between him and my brother, maybe, and obviously KSI would die. But people like Jake Paul, I feel like there's too much mutual respect between our camps. I feel like we're gonna collaborate in some way, and it's not gonna be punching each other.
It could definitely be a promotion for a podcast between the pair, although I could see that disappointing everyone, so it'll be interesting to see what comes of it. If they had the fight at the start of 2023, it would do humongous numbers, and the entire internet would watch it regardless of what they say. Jake Paul's boxing promotion did caption the face-off, #PaulTate2023, which seems like it's hinting at a fight. But would you guys prefer Tate versus Logan or Tate versus Jake, as it seems to buddy-buddy with Jake and Tate, whereas Logan and Tate have a hatred towards one another and would make the fight more interesting. Although a few months back, Jake Paul did call out Andrew Tate on impulsive over a few things.
It's virgins, kids who are virgins who think by watching him they will get laid. That's who his audience is.
But I think he's training them to not get laid, and that's the problem.
Exactly.
Like I want them to get laid.
They're pissed off at girls because they've never gotten laid, and they think by being this alpha male and copying this douchebag who wears giant fucking aviators indoors on his fucking podcast, they think that's gonna get him some pussy. Like, no, Andrew Tate's fans are all virgins.
The Tate he's referencing all over TikTok is correct, but since he's been deplatformed, he has shifted his focus onto the agenda and other issues, which I think is why Tate is becoming very popular again, which will maintain his relevance moving forward. The last time I can remember Andrew Tate calling out and referencing Jake was on the Fellas podcast, where he made it clear his stance on the guy.
When I made the video, I really disliked Jake Paul. Now, I don't dislike him, I understand him. I want to make something clear. I would still kick the living fuck out of Jake Paul. I'm not some washed up UFC fighter. I'm not smaller than him. I would beat the living shit out of him. And if he wants to fight, I'll fight him any day of the week and I'll fucking wreck him. And he knows that. However, I do understand what he's doing. I understand that he is very, very smart, even with his marketing angle. I'm just a YouTuber. You're not just a YouTuber. You're a full-grown man with the best coaches in the world who's dedicated his life to learning how to box for years. You know how to box.
Tate is clearly very confident in a matchup against Jake Paul, and rightly so, considering he's around 80 to 90 kickboxing bouts, and like he said, he's only 35, which would be Jake Paul's youngest opponent thus far. So people can't use that excuse. Plus he's got the height and range and most likely weight on Jake. Anyway, this concludes today's video. Be sure to subscribe to LoafTube for future celebrity videos, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out on any future uploads. Until then, see you in the next one.